Let's say you just Googled where to buy Star Citizen, and you are taken to either the main website or something called the Pledge Store. Let's go to their homepage. The homepage doesn't really give you a sense of where to begin or where to start, although there is a Play Now button. If you click that, like most did, you will look and see and believe that there are only 2 main game packages. That is not true. In fact, this package on the right is only a temporary offer, and because of an event, it'll be gone soon. So you really need to go up to the top here and click Pledge Store. In the Pledge Store, you have a whole bunch of options. What you don't want to do is accidentally go to standalone ships. I'm going to show it to you for a second. Standalone ships looks a lot like the game packages page, except that it is filled with ships that don't come with a downloadable game and a license key, so to speak. Meaning if you just buy this Constellation Taurus without buying a game package, you just spend money on a ship that you cannot fly in a game that you cannot access. Now, if you scroll down through this, it does get intimidating when you look at the prices of these add-ons or these ships or these vehicles, and I urge you to not immediately get turned off. This is a weird strategy that the devs are using to raise money by creating exclusivity and having all these big fancy ships cost money. A lot of these ships are easily purchased in game for grindable money, currency, and you don't need to have a $300 ship to enjoy the game. So let's go back now. Unintimidated and unencumbered, you need to click Game Packages. This will show you the list of ships that come with the downloadable version of the game and an account and let you play, etc., etc. The 4 starter ships that I'm going to go over today, and the 4 most common starter ships, are the Mustang Alpha and the Aurora MR because they are the cheapest. But there's also the Anvil Pisces and the Avenger Titan. Now, right now, the Avenger Titan is a little bit cheaper than normal and is also blue and yellow. When the event that's happening right now ends, this sale will end, but also these ships will be a stark NASA white. They look good either way. So you notice also immediately there's repeats. This package is listed twice. The Mustang Alpha is listed twice, and the Aurora MR is listed twice. This duplicate is an addition of the Squadron 42 standalone pledge bundled with the ship. So this ship here, the Aurora MR, can be bought right here with the Squadron 42 pledge. What does that mean? Squadron 42 is the single-player campaign that they are developing. Presently, you cannot play it or access it, but if you purchase a pledge, then you will be able to when it is out. Now, if you purchase it standalone, it's $45. And if it's everything that it lives up to be, that it will be worth every penny and probably more. But if you bundle it with a starter pack, so say you get the Aurora MR starter pack, which is $45, you can get your pledge for $20, which is $25 less. Now, if you're on the fence about the game, I recommend getting a starter pack without Squadron 42, and you always have the option to turn any of these ships that you buy, or these pledges that you buy, you always have the option to refund them for store credit. So if you get the Mustang Alpha package and you hate it, you can turn it into store credit, not lose a single penny that you spent, and use that store credit to get the Aurora. So I wouldn't feel too pressured by your initial choice. Although it feels like the stakes are really, really high, they are not as high as you think. Although I will point out that you can't get war bond packages with store credit, you can only use human dollars for a war bond package. But again, these are just for an event, and soon you'll be able to get the normal Avenger Titan for as a non-war bond package. So now I'm going to look at the 4 main starter ships. The Aurora MR, the Avenger Titan, the Mustang Alpha, and the Anvil Pisces. Not necessarily in that order. But first I'm going to show you the metric that I'm going to be judging them. If you open up your Mobiglass F1, you get your menu. I'm going to contracts. Delivery missions are some of the most common, and they pay a wide array of things, and as you do more delivery missions, you'll notice that in each region you get more options. All the delivery missions involve the handling of boxes. So it's important to have an early game ship that can hold boxes and allow you to ship boxes easily. Also, boxes are separate from cargo. Cargo does not have a contract associated with it. Cargo is a commodity that you buy at a station and sell someplace else for hopefully a higher price. But I will show you that. All the ships will allow you to do investigation missions, because the investigation missions you simply need to go and find and identify a dead body, or sometimes several. The investigation missions that send you to caves allow you to also do FPS mining in that cave, which is an excellent way of grinding money at the beginning of the game. But since all the ships allow you to do it, and I'm just looking at the ships right now, I won't be showing that in this video. Maintenance quests also involve the handling of boxes, just like delivery quests do. Bounty hunter and mercenary quests are combat-based quests with sometimes different objectives. Now, if you're a new player and you're going to go bounty hunt some enemies, just a small note, always go to mercenary and click call to arms and accept that. Once you accept a call to arms, every time that you kill a player or AI that has a crime stat, you will get bonus credits. So that means that when you go and do any of these bounty hunters, or some of the mercenaries, not all of them, depending on what they stipulate, you will receive a little bit of bonus money while you're doing it. It's not a lot, but it's nice. Another note for the quests is that you have to do quests to unlock more of the contracts. For example, depending on where you are, you won't see any bounty hunter contracts. You usually need to be around a major system, and then you'll see one. Once you complete the first one that you see, that will unlock more, and you will see them as you go around the verse. Also, that will unlock your ability to hunt players. I don't really recommend starting doing that right off at the beginning of the game, just because they're either a player who's made a serious mistake and they don't know how they have a crime stat, or they're trying to get rid of it, or B, they know exactly what they're doing and they will probably eviscerate you in early game combat. But as you notice, Kevin Coyote, that's obviously an AI. Wilson Greaves, that ain't no player tag. You go knock those bad boys out and you'll get paid for it. So really what we're looking at are boxes, investigations, and combat. Because cargo, which I will show you, isn't really a way to start the game. And investigation, since any ship can do them, you're really down to boxes and combat are the two primary metrics for your starting ship. Now, the CO Mustang Alpha is a pretty decent looking starter ship. It is sometimes called a light cargo ship, sometimes a light fighter ship, but it is not a good fighter at all, and anyone who describes it that way is mistaken. There is a cargo bay on the back that you can interact with, although again this is for cargo, not boxes, and you're probably not going to make your beginning money that way. You also don't technically need to interact with cargo, because right now you just go to terminals and buy and sell it, which I again will show you. You can technically fit boxes in this ship if you put them behind the seat there, but because the animation to get in the ship looks like this, it's going to be hard to get them in unless you're in 0G. When you're in 0G, you see there's all this space back here. which you can fit boxes in. The easiest way to do that would be in 0G, because then you can just grab a box and float and put it in. And there are a few missions that require you to get boxes from space or flight data recorders. Also, if you somehow manage when you're on the surface of a moon or a planet, you could get a box in here with some finagling. But because of the animation into the pilot seat, it's going to be more difficult. The RSI Aurora MR is the light fighter variant of the Aurora series and the other cheapest game package ship. It has much better combat stats than the Mustang Alpha, although it doesn't necessarily look it. It does not hold any cargo, but again, you probably aren't hauling cargo early game. Also, it is easier to get boxes in and out of this ship, which makes it much desirable in almost every way. And lastly, it has a bed. The bed allows you to lay down in it and log off when you're in space. Oh, I rubber banded back up. Hold on. Let's go back down. Get down there. It allows you to log off when you're floating out in space straight from the bed and then log back in. Now, again, that doesn't work in a city or a port, only when you're out in space. And also, sometimes it just doesn't work because this game is an alpha, but it's still a really nice feature. It allows you to way more easily pick up where you left off. Personally, I think the cockpit is a lot more interesting as well. So because it can hold boxes and is better in combat, it is vastly superior to the Mustang Alpha, even though it doesn't exactly look glamorous. The Anvil Pisces is a tiny little pillbox of a ship. It holds a little bit of cargo, can more easily than either of the other ships we've looked at so far, can hold boxes because this ramp, and technically has 2 passenger seats. Now, I would like to note that one day you will be able to escort passengers across the Verse AI for money as contracts. That is not a mechanic in the game right now, but in the future you will be able to do those jobs as well. This is the perfect little ship to ferry around people, boxes, and make deliveries, but its combat stats are abysmal. Really quickly, I'm going to show you how to get cargo, and here is what the Pisces looks like empty. You need to find shipping and trading terminals to buy and sell commodities. In most places, they're in orange rooms called administration. At Port Olisar, they're just at the administration desk. And you go here, Port Olisar, select a location. Anvil Pisces, please. I'm going to buy 4 cargo units of agricultural supplies. Yes, please. Now you can find online resources where people have laid out where you can buy and sell different goods for different prices to try and maximize your profit. On all of the starter ships, there aren't really enough cargo units for you to be able to turn a profit by hauling cargo. Well, you can get a profit, but not a big one or one that is really worth your time or energy. So once you buy cargo, it just automatically populates in your ship. Different cargo types have different boxes, which is actually like a really cool and rewarding feature. And this is what it looks like. So now you just got to take it somewhere to sell it. The Aegis Avenger Titan is the king of the starter ships. With easily the highest DPS and shield rating, it is the best in combat if you're trying to farm those missions. It holds more cargo than the Pisces, and also has easy in and out box capabilities. And like the Aurora MR, it has a bed, which means you can log out from space. This makes it the best one-size-fits-all ship if you're going to start the game. Now, I understand if you don't want to buy this ship outright because you are skeptical or on the fence, or you just want to taste test the game, in which case I would like to formally recommend the Aurora MR, because of its ability to hold boxes and better shields than the Mustang. It means when you're learning the combat, you are less likely to get melted quickly. And there's nothing more frustrating than starting to learn a game and just dying repeatedly and not knowing why. But if you are looking to play the game a lot right out of the gate and have a ship that both looks cool and allows you to do every kind of contract really and haul cargo just to try it out, then the Avenger Titan is the way to go. Now mine is blue and yellow because I have the War Bond version from this event and I like it. If you wait a little while, then this paint job will no longer be available and it will be a NASA white, but I will say that it is also very good looking and some of my friends actually prefer it. So I'd be remiss if I didn't show you the boxes that I mentioned 4,000 times in this video. But to pick up boxes, you go to the quest marker here and you will see some version of this same unit and you're going to click pick up. You will also drop off the boxes in these same things. You click drop off instead of pick up and it will allow you to place a box. The boxes are generally the same size, but they have different colors and materials they're made out of. You can go up ladders with the box, which is how you can get them in the Aurora MR. But again, because of the animation on the Mustang, it is more weird. But ramps make the whole process faster. You drop the ramp, you jump up, boom, you have the box. And then you just drop it in and close the ramp. And you are ready to go. Deliveries are a fun and easy way to make money early game and actually fly. A lot of people will attest to the money that you can make mining, but if you don't like mining and if you're like, hey, I'm playing a spaceship game because I want to fly spaceships, that's what makes boxes and deliveries so important, because you get to fly your spaceship around the verse, see different places, do different things, while still grinding money. So to recap, all of the ships let you do the investigation missions, all of them, and the maintenance ones, because they don't need you to pick things up or deliver things or have cargo space or do combat. So you're not stuck no matter what ships you do. Technically, you can get a box in all 4 of the starter ships, but in the Alpha, the Mustang Alpha, it is weird. And in the Aurora, it's not quite as weird, but the Pisces and the Avenger Titan both let you easily hold several boxes all at once. So you can actually stack deliveries and do multiples at a time. If you're going to do bounty hunting and mercenary quests for combat, you probably want to use the Aurora MR and try to stick on one-on-one encounters, or the Avenger Titan. The Avenger Titan has the highest DPS, but those 2 ships both have the same shields. Now, either way, you probably don't want to engage in some of the fattier encounters because you are still a small, light fighter, and several targets at once will take you down. Don't forget that you need to actually do some of these quests to unlock more of them. The more deliveries you do, the more higher playing deliveries you'll have available to you. The same is true for bounty hunting and mercenary quests. You'll also notice that as you do these, you start to get personals. These are, so to speak, missions and contracts that you have earned by doing some of the generals. Oftentimes the personals actually pay more than the generals. Just to keep in mind. Now, I know that there is a lot of information that you're going to need to find when you first start playing the game, and it can be kind of daunting, and I know I didn't cover it all. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I can make either new videos about those kinds of things in the future. I'm no longer a brand new player, so I don't always remember what it's like to be a brand new player. Feel free to remind me in the comments, but in a nice manner. I am very fragile. Happy hunting, and I hope this helped.